Hey guys, Jedi Fife again. So you saw my last tutorial on how to fix the EL in the sole. This one I'm going to open up this back buckle with the charge port you can see right there. Reason being is, again, I think if you saw that last one, this has some sort of faulty wire, something going on, and I want to open it up to see what's happening on the inside. So what I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife and just cut along the this section, probably starting right about here, going down, and then on the inside here, and then down over to here, and then then pretty much once you do that, it will separate pretty easily. So let me see if I can do this right now. And again, the key is to, as always, as I say, take your time. But this is because this is on the outside. You want to make sure that you cut very, very, very closely along the seam, or where the buckle, I call this the white ankle buckle, where the buckle meets the fabric. That way when you re-glue it, it'll be very clean and it won't look like it's been cut at all. Since this is already has a little bit of glue stain on it from when they made it, you shouldn't be able to see anywhere that we had to cut it. So I'm just taking my time cutting along this, where the white part meets the, let me see if I can turn, where the white part meets the fabric, and making sure that I don't cut anywhere that I don't need to, and just because we want this to be a very clean cut. And I'll start where the charge port is and cut from there, because obviously I need to access that. My computer turned off. Gets a little bit better lighting with it on. Yeah, I'm using my computer screen to light. That's how savvy I am with YouTube videos. I always hate when people say like, subscribe. I know some people make money off of YouTube, which is kind of cool, but I don't know. I've never been approached to make money off it. I guess I don't make that much content, and I don't really care. I think it's kind of cool how YouTube has opened up a lot of opportunities for people. I just don't get a lot of some of the content, a lot of whiny people out there. Or I don't understand when people watch other people play video games. My kids watch that, and I don't get it. Sometimes they'll watch videos on how to build stuff in Minecraft and things, which is kind of cool, which I understand, but when you just watch someone play a game and comment, I never understood that. It's kind of funny to me. That was one thing growing up in the 80s. I was born in 73. Yes, I'm old. That when you went to the arcades, when you didn't get to have the home systems, the worst thing would be watching someone play the game that you want to play, and then you're sitting there waiting with your quarter, to play the game. So I guess that's just the difference between our generations. So I forgot to have the battery on. Alright, so I'm just going to finish this up. As you can see, let's see here. See how it's kind of getting to pull this away now? And all I'm making sure is that I just don't cut the fabric anywhere that I don't need to. Obviously you're going to be cutting it as it's attached to the white buckle, but just take your time. And this shouldn't take more than maybe 10 minutes or so to kind of cut this away, because once you score that, the white buckle is attached to basically just the fabric. My dog's barking because he wants to get in here. Sorry. So I'll just cut this away, open it up, and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, so I've cut pretty much everywhere that I need to access the electronic panel. So when you open it up, dun, 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 there is the only thing that basically controls the entire shoe is that little circuit board right there. And on the bottom is the charge port. I think I've shown it to you in another video. But that little charge port, let me see if I can get it, is the cause of a lot of problems because it's only held on by 3 little soldering points. So on this one, I need to figure out what is causing the flickering of the EL. So you can kind of stretch it out a little bit, but so I'm going to turn on the shoe and just kind of play with it and see what's the matter. You kill my dog. Only starts barking when I'm videoing. He must think I'm talking to somebody. So I'm just going to look into this and see if I can find any issue. But that's basically what's on the inside of the shoe. This whole thing can be replaced if you can find another one. You can just clip all the wires. You can see there's a whole bunch of wires that run off there, and those are the ones that attach to the EL panels, to the LEDs, and to the battery. So basically it goes from the button is a momentary switch that runs to the electronic panel that lets the battery then flow, and then it's pretty much all contained in here, which is nice because this is much easier to get to than down in the shoe. Like the ones I used to make, I had to have everything down the shoe because the buckle that came with those the V2s were too thin to store what I needed to put in there. So anyways, I'm gonna look into this and I'll finish up the video in a minute. Okay, well, I've opened it up even a little bit more, and there are a couple of connections I forgot that there are in here. See if you can see them. There's a couple of connectors on the top. See those 2 white connectors right there? Labeled 1 and 2. So those are in there. So I checked those to make sure that those were secure, and they are. And I cannot replicate the EL cutting out, and I've wiggled. The wires are really secure, so I don't know. But if you were to have to change the port, basically all you have to do is be able to kind of pull this out a little bit, pull the electronic board out a little bit, just so you can access it. And it's kind of tough. This is actually harder to do than the EL in the sole because you only have a little bit a limited work space in here, and you have to keep this buckle open while you solder in a new charge port. I have a bunch of charge ports I got off of eBay right here, and you'll notice that if you have to change out that charge port, once you open this up, that charge port will be very flimsy. It won't be soldered in well, and you have to have a soldering gun and you have to have some solder. But basically you get the charge port, the new one, and there are 3, see if you can focus in on this, probably won't. There are 3 tabs, one here, and one in the back. So these are negatives and positives. I think this is the positive, and then these 2 are the negatives. So they fit right on top of the board. I think I have a spare board here. So when you pull it out, or you have to kind of you can't pull it out all the way, but it'll look just like that. So let me see if it'll focus in on that and not me. It won't. But anyways, so you can see that this is the same charge port, and you can just, if that one comes off, sometimes you can even reuse the same one. It just needs to be resoldered down on those points on the side, right here, in here, and in the back, those 3. So if you can get a small enough soldering iron just to touch up those points, and it's not wiggly and it's firm to the board, then it's fine. Yeah, so once that's soldered, all you have to do is just re-glue it back, Make sure that's in the right position, that the charge port's visible on the bottom, and yeah, you don't have to do anything else. And then just, I do the same thing. Take my Loctite, do a little section here to get to the charge port, do this section, and then this section. But on this one, I usually will probably put a bead of glue around the entire thing and just glue it down and hold it down all at one time. Just make sure you don't put too much on, because you don't want seepage. You don't want the glue to seep into the fabric once you hold it down there, because it'll just soak right up. You can probably use a gel, but I don't like the gels. I think it's just because they take a little bit longer to dry. I've had really good luck with this one, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can really tell you on that part. So thanks. Bye.